we already did that one. On Friday, we just didn't get it.
Whoops.
So that should mean, technically speaking, Jeff and I did actually want to be gone from Choteau for more than 4.5 consecutive days. Might be possible.
I like it.
I'm ready to send the apprentice back.
You ready for what?
For you. For your talents,
Lovely.
your knowledge, skills, and ability of controlling her.
Very broad term.
I know it is.
Implies many things that don't exist.
Right.
I'm missing one. Sarah said she's coming, so. Sarah's here.
For sure.
Were you waiting on me?
Huh?
Were you waiting on me?
No, it's not 5:30 yet.
Um,
Anybody want a bottle of water? Cup of coffee? Got 5:30, Mel? As do I. Good evening, everybody. It's 5:30. We will call the city council meeting for the city of Choteau for January 2nd to order. All present will stand and do the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. We have a full house tonight. We have all 4 council members here, and welcome in Councilwoman Polly Cunningham for her first meeting. As we said when you walked in the door, welcome to the jungle. We'd have like walk-up songs for the council members. We have,
Pick our own.
yeah. Finance Officer Frauenfelder's here, Melody's here from the Acantha, Owen and Crystal DeBrucker, Phil Spechtold, Ali and Chad from U.S. Fish Wildlife, not U.S. State Montana Department of Fish Wildlife and Parks. I've been listening to Colesworthy too much. Ma'am.
Yvonne representing herself.
Hi, Yvonne. Welcome tonight. So, first thing tonight would be the approval of the minutes from 19 December.
So moved.
I have a motion from Councilwoman McCartney Duty,
I'll second.
a second from Councilman Merja.
I didn't find anything, did you?
That was my next question. Any changes or corrections? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone leaving the state? Sarah, not heading to the holler? Okay. First item on unfinished business would be the vote on the new well site purchase. I would tell you that we are going to close on that on the 11th. And we will have the motions to file the deeds and everything on the 19th then.
Right, so we just leave it on the table.
Just leave it on the table.
Right, that's proper procedure, right?
Yes.
We just, okay.
And we are ready on the 11th, Sarah? I hope so. You're the one who told me to.
But what are you saying about waiting to file the deeds till the 19th?
No, we'll just approve the filing of the deeds on the
Oh,
19th.
okay, so filing the 11th.
Yeah.
Approving on the 19th.
Yep.
Because so if we approved this purchase long time ago.
Yep, this was part of the phase 1B of the well of the
Okay,
water
that's,
project. Yep.
that's what I thought.
So the purchase, we didn't know what it was going to be at the time, but there's going to be an easement that's granted with this as well. So we'll do that. It'll all be approved on the 19th.
So why would we wait till the 19th to approve the filing of the deeds?
It's just because
The
that's,
filing of the deeds is already done.
I know it is.
So why
I'm
are you
just-
approving the filing of the deeds tonight so that we have that approval to file them on the 11th?
Because according to the guys at the state, we got to wait till they're done and then do it. Because
So what if we get
there are what's already been done.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and we're only doing it, it seriously is. It's nothing more than a matter of dotting an I and crossing T. The difference being, when we originally approved it, we did not know we would have an easement. And to get into that we were gonna be offering to somebody on the other, through that piece of property, so. That's it. So we'll have that on the agenda for the 19th. And I will see you at 2 o'clock on the 11th.
Yeah.
And Tom, will have a check for us.
As soon as I get them.
Yes, and once it's taken care of, we will be reimbursed through this process from the SRF for this part of the deal.
Okay.
First item on new business will be vote on a council president. We are required by code to have a new council president every 2 years when we elect a new council. This is a position that would, in the event that I am gone, would run a meeting. They're also a signature on the city's bank account, so you could sign paychecks, other checks if I'm not around.
And so we're voting on it because I was just filling
Still, yeah,
out Steve's term.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I would take a motion for a council president.
I'm willing to continue. But I don't feel right nominating myself if somebody has a better idea.
I'll vote to nominate Stuart Merja as council
I
president.
have a motion from Councilwoman Kukowicz. I am searching for a second. I can tell you that in all my terms, there's been one meeting that was run by, who was Councilman D at the time that I was gone.
When I was council president for Jack, I think I ran two. I think he was in Seattle for one and he was in Vegas for the other.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Councilwoman McCartney Duty. It's a 2-year term,
Okay,
kind of like the US Minnow. It was a 3-hour tour. Any additional questions?
we know how long that 3-hour tour was.
Those in favor?
I-
Aye. Opposed? It saves us some paperwork at the bank. It saves us,
Only about 55 pages.
as I say, a ton of paperwork at the bank. Tom's over there undergoing, yes, yes. Because he knows we don't have to deal with the bank again.
And something Tom and I talked about it, it isn't an order of succession like
No.
our federal government. If something were to happen to Chris, we would appoint a new mayor or our
Correct.
charter. I don't just automatically become
Correct.
mayor. Just,
Comforting,
yeah.
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 like in some kingdoms.
Yeah.
Yes. So, our next item, since we do not have a change in council president, we do not have to vote on updating signatures. Correct?
So Mel, it says possible. Don't need to, right? Because it says possible.
Contingent on.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Next item would be paying the bills.
I move that we pay the claims.
I have a motion from Councilman Merja,
Second.
a second from, is that you, Councilwoman?
That was me.
Councilman
She's on the books.
Cunningham.
Yeah.
So you know, Councilwoman Cunningham, and we attached, Councilman Duyakis used to always want the visa bill attached.
Mhm.
So
I
that's
think
why
it's
it's on
prudent.
here.
I agree. No weekends in Vegas sort of thing.
No.
Just checking.
This is a pull
Yeah.
saw, not a. So,
It's just another layer of.
Mhm.
yes, ma'am.
Just a question on the overspent expenditures. Are those adjusted with various accounts come fiscal end of year?
We will do a resolution at the end of the year to balance
Adjust
everything, yes,
accounts.
to adjust.
Okay.
accounts.
I forgot to.
Any other questions on the bills? Those in favor? You'll pay the bills. Tonight's gonna be a unique night where we have more public comment for items not on the agenda than we do on the agenda. Quick, I'm gonna run through a couple things before I turn it over to you guys. You have in your packets a copy of a letter, an email from FEMA, letting them know that they received our documentation and our data for during the original comment period for the floodplain management and floodway stuff. Also know that in conjunction with this, I've asked several people, Pete Howard, Ross Salmon, and Jane Hartman to join me in going through and looking at some of the data that we've got, some of the other data that's been collected and seeing what, you know, if they can help jive with what took place back then. Ross, being on the Conservation District Board, has walked that river basin. Ross Deppner has some good insight on that as well. So there's a bunch of people that are going to help us out. I have found out through this process, you cannot shrink a floodway. A floodway can only expand. And even if you were to mitigate a floodway, it's still going to show as a floodway.
Now, did they address being able to shift a floodway?
That's an expansion. That's not a shift. It's an expansion.
So it never goes away.
It never goes away. You can mitigate a floodplain, you can mitigate a floodway, but the floodway will always remain on a map as a floodway,
Got it,
subject to the mitigation, because if the mitigation fails, then you have a floodway. So
got it.
this will be an eye-opening, did you sense?
It is.
This will be an eye-opening thing for all of us, but, yeah. At least we're on record knowing we're not happy with the expansion of it. So we'll see what we can do to take care of that. The other thing you have in there is a copy of a letter that was sent to Ms. Doncaster concerning her letter from earlier this month on vagrancy within the city of Choteau. Mr. and Mrs. DeBrucker, the floor is yours. Yes, please. This is Owen and Crystal Brucker. They're bringing us some stuff. Just we're ahead of the curve here, people, about annexing in and purchasing a piece of property on the west side of Choteau and annexing in.
Good evening, City of Choteau Council members. My name is Owen DeBrucker, and together with my wife Crystal, we're in the process of acquiring the property currently owned by Kurt Johnson that is directly west of 4th Street Northwest. This property we accessed off the 4th Street Northwest, and the City of Choteau incorporated city limits are currently 55 feet plus or minus inside the parcel. We are requesting annexation into the City of Choteau upon our purchase so we can become residents of the community. We will be building a home here and will follow the guidelines set forth within the City of Choteau ordinance to hook up the sewer system currently running down the alleyway, currently designated 11th Avenue Northwest. We would like to access City of Choteau water and will allow the City of Choteau a right of way into the property for the 55 feet currently within the incorporated city limits. The water line access and meter pit. It is our understanding that the water line will come from the further east on 4th Ave Northwest to serve the property. We are aware that there are additional things that we will have to undertake and have begun the process with the current owner of the property for the boundary line adjustment to designate the lot we will be purchasing. Once completed, we will begin the paperwork process of applying for city utilities, getting our building permit, and getting underway. This is a new process for us as a family, and we are looking forward to any help and direction that the City of Choteau can provide us, making this an easy and acceptable process for both. If you have any questions, please contact us at your convenience, and we will work with you to answer them in a timely manner. All of this.
Thank you. And,
Thanks.
and like, again, not to scale, this is roughly the area that they're talking about. And the fire hydrant currently sits, there's one right in here, right by the backside of Skyline in the front of the hospital.
And that's because of where the water line is, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the last line. There's no line coming down 10th yet. There will be a line coming down 10th. This is part of the next water project, so. Yes, ma'am.
Is that just north of Jennings?
there's
Jenny's-
actually a parcel in between Jenny's and.
Jenny's down here.
So
She's-
that same.
Are there
Same
two
strip.
parcels?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm.
They're north side, she's south side. Once you get it closed and stuff, we'll get you guys, we'll give you the paperwork that you need to apply for that stuff. You'll get a license, an address assigned and go from there. And as soon as you close, let me know and we'll start the process. Okay?
I do have a couple quick questions. What's your timeline? You looking next spring?
Yeah,
I will call Northwestern Energy now
yeah.
and get on their calendar.
We're already on
Good,
Jess was already here.
good. Because they get busy in the spring and they forget about people.
Yeah.
Lean on us.
For- Yeah, we talked to them for gas and electricity and
Excellent, cool.
Welcome soon to the city. Thanks, you guys. Chad, Ally? Yes, ma'am. Come on up.
One,
Please rise to the podium and state your name.
My name's Ally Marshall. One question is, I had read in the Acantha a couple weeks ago that you guys were doing a new Facebook page for service alerts.
We're gonna get there. We haven't got there yet.
Okay, so what is that just service like in town, or is that more of an alert system?
Basically, we thought it would just be in town,
Okay.
water outages, power outages, sewer issues, things along those lines.
Okay.
Cause now we could get 100 things piled up on the city's Facebook page and you wouldn't know it was there. You'd have to do a little bit of scrolling. So we would like to do these as 10th Avenue Northwest, for lack of a better thing, is gonna be without water day while they hook up the new water line. Boom, that would be that post on that page.
Okay, so not necessarily like safety stuff, or would that be on the?
Sooner or later, it'll get there, yes.
I think she's asking if they could use it.
Yes, you may.
No. Let's just cut to the chase.
No. Come on, squeeze her a little bit, Stuart. No, Ellie, we would make sure that you have access to that as an administrator to do whatever you needed. I have no heartburn with that whatsoever.
Okay.
You and Chad.
And then what's the timeline on dog ordinance discussion?
Dog ordinance discussion, we will have a plan. I will have a plan put together by this time next week where we can start having public meetings the first week in February. Okay,
Same question for the streetlight stuff.
the streetlights, it's been an interesting conversation. Some people talked about it, some people haven't. We will do. It would be my hope that I could do them on either back-to-back nights. I don't want to do 2 meetings in the same night with 2 different topics, or 1 meeting with 2 topics. I want it topic by topic by topic.
Okay.
So if I have to, we'll go back-to-back nights,
Okay, but it
Is-
won't be till February.
first week of February. Okay,
Okay. That's all.
my January's loading up, but I have February kind of set aside. Okay. Anyone else? Phillips? On?
No.
Councilman? Anything from your neck of the woods? You guys on the south side?
Choteau
Right side.
Classic is next weekend. And 2 weeks following that is Speech and Drama State.
Can't believe that's here already.
I know. I don't know if they still need help for the classic, but I would imagine Cody would gladly take more volunteers for judging for Speech and Drama State. Just so everyone's aware, each event will probably bring between 800 and 1,200 people to town.
This town was busy last weekend with the basketball stuff going on.
Yeah,
I mean, John Henry's was kind enough to put something on their answer machine that said their dining room was full and they're an hour backed up on meals. They couldn't take anybody else. They were that full.
mhm. So that's what I got. That's what's going on in my life right now.
As you close out holiday break and return to your vocation, what do you have for us?
Well, I thought it was interesting that animal problems are not unique to small rural areas. The New Yorker featured
I saw that.
cats in LA.
Yeah.
The good news is it's a hot topic. The bad news is there's no solution. They've tried.
The bigger the city, not the better the solution.
No. So that was informative just to say, here's all the things we've tried.
Yeah.
Something I'm interested in, when Mike Maples was talking about his GIS layers in the
Yes.
city, is something, I'm very interested in equity in funding and spending. And if there's a way, something I would like to pursue and have an interest in seeing where we spend our money in which neighborhoods,
Oh, wow.
to see who's getting attention and who's not.
I'll work with Mike and call him before he gets out of here. I can tell you right now that the areas of town that I know that get more are the older ones significantly. So you're looking at southwest side of town, northeast side of town.
And the area of town that had the best streets, we trashed those this summer, so we tried to make everybody happy and everyone.
We're equal opportunity offenders is what Councilwoman Capone is saying.
Just go right for the jugular.
But, as we talk about these topics of things like lighting, districts, tree districts, sidewalk districts, the naked eye may say one thing, but funding might say another. So that's just an interest, since we have those GIS layers available. As we do projects, we could say, well, yeah, we've spent roughly plus or minus.
Oh, no, I like that idea. I've never thought about that.
That's a good.
And currently everything's one big district.
Mhm.
And I would hope as we progress, we could stay one big district, but there could come a time where a certain part of town is more adamant about another part of town and say, we want a sidewalk district for this side of town and we're willing to pay for this. And if they can get enough people to do that side of town or that part of town, that you could do it that way.
Or business improvement district, or, you know, the options are endless.
Yeah. TIF districts kind of throw me for a curve. I've deep dived into those yet, but I know they're popular in the large communities.
Information is power, though. I think it would
Oh,
be
no doubt about it.
educational and also help inform projects and whatnot.
Sidewalks is the first one that comes to mind for me. Followed closely by trees, because I think those two are connected with tree roots and sidewalks.
Just say we're on sidewalks.
Yeah,
And I would say in my tenure on city council, we've probably done more with water on the southwest part of town than we have the rest of town, except for the tanks. And that's just because there've been problems. And the problems tend to come topside in that part of town more than they do in other parts because of the geology. It's the geology.
anything else?
We've got for them.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you. On a note of roads, is there a plan to do something with Third Street that goes from, you know, the tracks all the way down to the end there that is utilized by the Raymaker gargantuan trucks? And the gravelly stuff is sort of migrated off the road.
Yes,
And-
if that was part of that project, any of that was part of that project will be redone come spring. That part
I
of town.
wonder if it can last that long, because the migration of the material is turned into sort of berms of rock.
I will have Mike
And it
and
will
Colin
be
go check it
really
out.
difficult to not only for drainage, but riding a bike is very.
I know that in the past, Mike wanted Third Street that runs, east-west. Mike wanted a sidewalk
Oh, I'm
That
in
ran-
favor of that too. I didn't.
that
bring
ran
up.
all the way from the
Yeah,
north end
I'm
of town
sorry,
all the way
Mike
to the
leaving
school,
before he
right up
put
there
the
past
sidewalk.
Greens. He wanted, because that part of that section of town gets used by
Right.
everybody going to the school and that, and again, if I could find a grant, we could find a grant for that, I would do it, but
Well, anyway,
it's on our variety,
the
that's on.
gravelly stuff they put down seems to be living nicely on other streets, but that street gets so much truck traffic
Heavy
that
traffic.
it
Pushes it
really
further.
changed the terrain considerably.
I
I'd
will
like to
ask
bring
Mike
that
in the
to city's
morning.
attention. Thank you. And the library is coming back.
I'm gonna have to steal Shauna back though, but we'll
I
come back
heard
to that.
that. Yeah.
Councilwoman Coley,
Nothing.
Shauna,
Did your neighbor mow his lawn on Christmas?
she wasn't home.
Okay.
But you might have tried to sneak it in when I was.
I had a Santa Claus suit ready to start my lawnmower up, but she was not home. They were gone. Tammy's like, what are you doing? So I was gonna go put that on and mow the yard. Councilwoman Coley was home, but she wasn't home. So I did get my Christmas lights down yesterday.
Did you get mine down today?
I could have. Shauna will be finishing up at the library tomorrow and then back here. We are down an employee at City Hall. So Tira Henry is no longer working at City Hall and we wish her well. So Shauna will be back here and doubling up and helping out a little bit more between now and then. Public Works has made an offer to an individual, and I believe he has accepted and will begin work on January 15th. Gentleman named Drew Quencher. Has a technical degree in mechanics. So it'd be nice to have a mechanic on board that can also do interior and exterior work. We do have the other position still open. We have an application on file. We're gonna take a peek and see how things go here for a short period of time. Working on CDLs for those guys on the public works side. I reached out to the State Department of Motor Vehicles on Friday last week, and with the change that was mandated by the legislature and changing CDLs, the state of Montana said we can't do this for municipalities and governmental agencies without some help. So there's a program out there where there's a gentleman, Trevor, who lives down in Helena, will help get them through the online part of it and then work with them locally to get the driving part done so they don't have to go to either Great Falls or Howard to get it done. And it's at no cost.
Good.
So it should save us a significant chunk of change. So Mike and Colin were putting together a list of people that they wanted to get CDLs taken care of for. I am off tomorrow. I've doctor's appointment in Great Falls. I'm gonna go to Mayor Kelly's retirement party in Great Falls. Other than that, I'll be around getting stuff taken care of and helping out here if they need an extra body now and then. I have nothing else for you guys tonight. If there's nothing else, we want to go on the 19th. Okay, this is gonna be a month with 5 Tuesdays.
Next week.
I mean 16th, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a 5 Tuesday month, so we're gonna have to deal with on the 19th, dealing with claims later in the month. But I have nothing else. If anybody else doesn't, we can call it a night and thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Ally, Chad, DeBruckers. You got off with like 400 words instead of 10,000. Could have been worse. Mel, you got anything for us?
We got the one lawsuit against the owner.
Oh, did you? And what,
About the judge appointment?
and what was the,
Just ruled that applicants for judicial vacancy posts at the district court level do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy in regard to matters relating to their qualifications to serve. He ruled that you can't make a preemptive blanket assertion of privacy because that does not give the presiding meeting officer enough information to balance the public's right to know with the individual's right to privacy. So if you do assert a right to privacy, you have to be specific. You have to say, we need to go into executive session with you to discuss health and finance.
a true personnel matter?
True personal. So the judge ruled, of course, because this happened, and you can't roll back time and undo an appointment. He ruled that going forward, if the government chooses to continue to use judicial advisory councils, which we hope he does, because he put a great group of people together to look at what would be best for the judicial district. If he continues to use that process, those meetings, the interviews, deliberations, and decision of the council will need to be open to the public unless a legitimate matter of privacy that is not related to your qualifications to serve comes up, is discussed, and the presiding officer is able to make a determination.
Did they pay your legal fees?
My attorney called today, we're going to petition the court for an award of legal fees, but
Okay.
we don't have a good history in Montana of doing that.
Well, congratulations. We knew you were on, we knew you had the higher road when this was done.
Black and white, there were, sometimes there are truly gray issues about whether something needs to be in public. And this one was really black and white. There was no reason to place that.
Congratulations and well done. Well taken care of.
Thank you.
Have a good one, you guys. Happy birthday tomorrow to my twin brother.